On board the rocket, Sky Captain and Polly are able to disable the rocket after a final confrontation with the mystery woman, before escaping in one of the escape pods as Polly had emergency released the animals on board prior. And the film ends with the two in a lifeboat, with Polly using her last shot to photograph the captain, only to have the lens cap on. So that was Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, and you know what? There are a lot of similarities with last week's film, Atlantis: The Lost Empire. It's a period adventure with advanced technology, quite a bit of style, and storytelling flaws. With the story being pretty messy and confusing and the characterization fairly marginal. Of course, this is a case of style over substance, as the backgrounds generally look stunning and the distinctive post-production work gives it a unique feel, akin to a 1930s pulp piece, with plenty of good-looking action. It's problematic, sure, but it's also quite interesting to watch. Ultimately, the film is reported to have cost $70 million, though director Kerry Conran has disputed it, saying the budget was likely much lower and that it could have been done for as little as $20 million. A figure supported by the release of Sin City in 2005, which, with its ensemble cast, only cost around $40 million to make. Paramount would acquire the film's distribution for $40 million, and would spend another $25 million to market the film. Okay. Acquisition costs are generally part of the total cost. It's just the money being transferred between people. And they're not added on. But not here. Here, all the costs add up. Paramount spent $65 million on top of the $70 million budget, so the total investment into this film is $135 million. When Sky Captain opened, it did take first place, but it wasn't a particularly good start as it made just $15.58 million. And despite decent reviews, it got a B- cinema score, suggesting audiences didn't like what they paid for, and thus it pretty rapidly descended, falling 57% in its second weekend and then another 51% in its third weekend, finishing its domestic run with a weak $37.76 million. Its foreign run was even worse, making a poor $20.2 million, with no market making more than $3 million, as Spain's $2.78 million was the highest gross. The film's weak worldwide gross of $57.96 million would result in Paramount seeing back just $26.6 million, far below their ad spend and acquisition costs and not even touching the budget. Where did this film go wrong? For one, based on the imagery in the film, this film was likely targeting an older audience, and it's effectively a PG-13 film and a PG body, resulting in more than a few audience members deferring it as they thought it was a kids' film. And the style of the film made families think it was for older audiences, and there is such dramatically conflicting thoughts among audiences, old and young, that there wound up being very few people going to see it. Another reason was the title, which implies this was a franchise despite the fact it was the first entry, resulting in audience confusion, and they didn't exactly have any real reason to see it. The marketing didn't give us any incentive to see Sky Captain, and there is also a fair bit of blame to Angelina Jolie's over-advertised performance, despite the fact she is a supporting character at best. As a result of the film's failure, Kerry Conran lost his position as director of the live-action John Carter of Mars film, and he has had no major motion pictures since. The estimated theatrical loss on this film is $108.4 million. Thanks for watching, press the like button, be sure to subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at Tyler the Analyst.
Like what?
I'll know when I see it.